Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to round 6 of Pro Play Tour Orlando. I am Alex, joined by Mr. Joseph Rothschild here. We have a feature match going with Sky Striker. Once again, we didn't really get to see too much of Sky Striker in the last feature match.
We saw a lot of setting and passing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Striker.
And we saw a ton of domination by the Pendulum, Orchist, Guard Dragon, Shenanigan. That was
abomination
great.
of the deck in the most beautiful way.
Absolutely. So we have Sky Striker once again. Both these players are at table 6, as a matter of fact. They're both X1, so pretty good records. Going up against a pure Thunder Dragon. This is a bit of an older matchup. We haven't seen this in quite some time, I would say.
A throwback to what, early 2018?
Yeah, for the most part. So let's go ahead and just transition on over and see what these guys have going on. Looks like they're just shuffling up. Now, the die roll can be very, very significant here, I would say.
Back in the day, of course, the prevailing sentiment was that Thunder Dragon was far and away Sky Striker's worst matchup. They couldn't possibly win it. That's changed a lot, in part due to the new hand traps that are available, things like Nibiru, which I hope we see, and in part because Sky Striker players have gotten smarter. They know what to do and when to do it.
You know, Thunder Dragon isn't as susceptible to Nibiru, as pure Thunder Dragon specifically, isn't as susceptible to it, I would say,
right.
Because you can get away with just setting a Colossus and, you know, kind of being okay with that.
Especially against Sky Striker. You demand that they have exactly YuGiOh Anchor or lose. And if they have to invest a whole bunch of resources into making a Hayate play to make that happen, that's a win in your book, I think.
So Thunder kicking things off with a discard of a regular Thunder Dragon, going to fetch 2 more out of the deck. Already a strong start. Just get more cards out of your deck.
In Pure Thunder specifically, the Thunder Dragon activation is just so hot.
Yes. And we see the Aloof Lupine. Those nice super rares out of the new OTS pack.
Ugh. Aloof Lupine, banishing the Thunder Dragon you add is about as bad as it gets for Nicholas.
So we're going to see an Impermanence come down here.
Yep. Seems about right.
Yep. So nothing going to happen there. This is rough because, I mean, that's not a Thunder monster.
No.
So it's not like with Solar where he could just easily go into a Colossus and kind of just pass. That could be a very strong choke point here depending on what the rest of his hand looks like.
Remember the way that the choke point was resolved in our previous Thunder game was because there were other monsters on the field. There aren't here, so you basically have to have Hawk or hope for the best.
Yeah, Hawk, I would say, would get back the Thunder Dragon, then you can just go into Colossus. Still pass, but at least you have Colossus against Sky Striker of all decks, too. So it's going to be tough. We'll have to see what else he has in his hand. He should have, what, 3 other cards still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one.
Okay, Allure, cycle a couple cards here.
Allure feels fine when you're drawing 2 and banishing 1. When you're drawing 2, banishing 1, and then popping off further, it feels way better.
Banishing Phantasmate, going for the fusion.
Hey, that's really early.
Okay.
All right.
So are we just going to see a Colossus?
Colossus off of the fusion. Oh, you see this so infrequently, but when it comes up, it comes up.
Honestly, I feel like you kind of just have to do it. Like,
it's quite strong here.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I don't know if these players know what the other person is playing, but if they do, just ending on Colossus is, especially against Striker, is just so strong.
And it's not like the Thunder Dragon deck goes much farther regardless.
Yeah.
It tries to get as much mileage out of Colossus as possible, and finding it is pretty good.
So that might be all.
And of course, the Thunder Dragon.
Yeah.
Fusing Colossus properly. Well, as proper as it can be. Ooh, that's interesting.
It's going to go 1 Thunder Dragon at a time.
Electing not to get them both at once. That telegraphs a little bit.
So that might be the extent of Matthew's turn here.
What if we are doing this for Eon setups? Does that sound reasonable?
Possibly.
Could also just be to give the Colossus 2 pieces of protection.
I think that would make the most sense. Because, you know, especially in Pure Thunder, you don't really do anything with the vanilla Thunder Dragon itself.
Right.
So I think just setting it up just to ensure your Colossus survives probably makes the most sense.
Oof, hate to see that. Sending a Metal Foes Fusion means it's going to be very easy to get those engages online.
Potentially, though, I mean, we'll have to see what else Nicholas has.
I love activating Foolish Burial Goods to send Metal Foes Fusion and then just firing the Metal Foes Fusion effect. Oh, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so actually, Nicholas's hand might not be too hot if he's just immediately shuffling that back.
Oh, no. It's upstart, sort of.
I mean, the Colossus could be putting a damper on his plays here. Or
That
maybe
is true.
Maybe he doesn't have a YuGiOh Anchor. Jamming Wave. Okay, going to take out the back row.
All right, well, Infinite Impermanence is not a particularly Important card
It's
here.
strong against Kagari.
Ooh,
Widow
he
Anchor.
did have the Widow Anchor.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not 3, but still might be all right.
He gets Rhoda, though, which gets him to Ray, which can effectively kind of just get everything going here. I
So
think
from
that's
here, we
fine.
probably, go into Hayate, send Engage, and then make Kagari in main phase 2?
Yeah,
Oh, well, we have
ooh,
Area Zero as well. That's
Very
even stronger.
Even stronger hand, yeah.
So we're going to Area 0 targeting Ray. Ray tag out in response. Quick look at the hand, and here comes Hayate.
Oh, and he hit the Engage.
You know, why
right
even
away.
make Hayate if you're just going to find it naturally?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, this is a hand that didn't look particularly good, but really one Widow Anchor is all this needs to unlock.
Yeah. So now Engage with 3 spells engraved. This is where Sky Striker's just going to start to take full control.
That's the impermanence column. I mean, it wasn't activated, but
Do not deceive our chat like that.
multi-roll draw card. Chat, would you have noticed regardless?
So he's going to grab the multi-roll now, and this is where the Sky Striker player is just going to take full advantage of the fact that, Colossus isn't going to be doing anything. Matthew's hand isn't particularly strong. He can easily clean up the Colossus and the Aloof Lupine at this point. Here comes multi-roll.
Boy, I just really do not like multi-roll even a little. So what are we engaging for here? There's so much we could do.
I mean, you can even go for, what was I going to say? Widow Anchor's not too hot here because he already has the Colossus negated.
So Colossus has a restriction on it, right? That it can only be specialed by fusion summon? Because if
Correct.
not, it has been properly summoned.
No, I believe it has to be summoned by fusion summon.
Ah, good. Looking at the graveyard real quick, seeing how many Colossus saviors he's going to have to ride through. The answer to that question, of course, is 0. This card's effects are negated.
What other options does he have here? Shark Cannon doesn't do anything. Afterburner could just take out the Colossus.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can't really pass up opportunities to beat Colossus.
Yeah.
They're so few and far
I mean, you
between.
can just reset it, too, if you absolutely have to. I mean, granted, he's got much better cards to set off multi-roll, but, I mean, it's there.
So we've got, 2 on the multi-roll. We can Shizuku shuffle, then end with, 3 or 4 pieces of negation?
Yeah.
Seems pretty strong.
Not to mention he's drawn twice now off the Engage.
Oh, yeah. Having friends that are much better at Sky Striker than me, so many of them identify your win condition in several given matchups as you are aiming to activate an Engage that draws you a card. This causes you to win the game immediately.
Afterburner comes down on the Colossus. Cannot
Really does
protect
look like
itself
it.
because its effect is negated.
Going into Shizuku.
Going to count the spells. There are a total of 6. So I believe Aloof Lupine is 1,700?
Yeah. And of course he's doing it this way so that he won't have to link summon after that Phantasme is added back to the hand.
Yeah. Very heads up by Nicholas. Definitely demonstrating why he's 4-1 at this point.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see multi-roll come down. He's going to recur the Engage as well as the Widow Anchor. Then most likely trigger the Shizuku to add either of those to his hand.
And the Shizuku effect.
Yep. Probably just go for the Widow Anchor.
Seems good.
Yep.
All right, best of luck to you, Matthew.
We already know Matthew still has one of the original Thunder Dragon in his hand. We have the Phantasme as well, which doesn't do anything in this particular instance, but could
Would have been
potentially-
good if he wasn't
Yeah.
already done link summoning.
You think back to when Matthew banished it with Allure. I mean, you kind of had to do what you had to do, but at that
Yeah.
point, it feels bad.
I don't think he actually had any other targets.
Instant Fusion.
Well, this will fetch a multi-roll if nothing else. Or a
Widow
Widow
Anchor.
Anchor.
Yes. So we're going to go for the Thousand Eyes. Summoning to the zone that Shizuku is pointing to, of course. Now this is a tricky situation here because we know he has at least one Widow Anchor. He's going to let it go through.
That is interesting.
I think the problem is if you take the Widow Anchor if you take the Thousand Eyes with the Widow Anchor, you shut off your other Widow Anchor if you have another one set.
I really don't dislike this regardless. Oh, let's see the Danko. Oh, please.
Oh. Does he main deck it?
Sometimes they do. Fetch me the Danko, sir.
Matthew, just double checking to see what he is allowed to. It's any Thunder monster.
It is.
It is not a Thunder Dragon, any Thunder.
And by the way, that's just obscene.
I personally like to search the Ascendant of Thunder with my Thunder Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Is that the flip effect 5,000 damage one?
You can special summon it from your hand by
Oh, it's the retrain.
Yeah.
The Immortal of Thunder is the old one.
the Immortal Thunder is the old one, yes.
I remember when the Ascendant of Thunder came out and we all thought, this just summons Colossus on his own. And then we realized it didn't activate. It's just Cyber Dragon, but infinitely worse.
So Matthew going to grab a Thunder Dragon Dark here.
That's a good card.
That will allow him to cycle, potentially get at least a Thunder activation going here. We know he has the original Thunder Dragon still, but unfortunately the other two are engraved, so that vanilla is just going to be sitting. He could tribute.
I was going to say, you know what's
Thousand
really
Eyes.
cool about exactly Instant Fusion is you can tribute the monster. It's not great, though. You tribute summon a Dark. He takes it with multi-roll, passes, it returns to your side of the field.
Yeah.
We multi-roll the Area 0, get a Ray, and pop off again.
Yeah, I feel like Matthew's just so far behind at this point.
Yeah. We've got to figure out a way to get Colossus back. We've got to figure out a way to beat the Widow Anchor.
What a pal handing him the Shizuku.
Here you go. Oh.
Link Karibo. As expected. He's going to attack for that. Is Link Karibo 300?
Mm-hmm. Massive points of damage.
I don't know how Nicholas will ever come back from that.
Now you got to stall, Matthew. Quick, we can go to game 3. That's the pass. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
You hate to see it.
It's unfortunate. I mean, I guess even if you end on a Colossus, like, it's just going to get Widow Anchored anyway.
Yeah.
So,
investing resources for it doesn't feel very good.
I'm okay with that, I feel like, because it's not going to get you anywhere.
What could be in your hand that this is a reasonable play, though?
Going for the Hercules base to recur the
stop.
Kagari. Ooh.
Every time you see Hercules base, you go, oh, okay, I get it. The game's over.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, it's kind of like with Altergeist when they start going into Hextia.
Yeah.
It's like, you shouldn't need, maybe like the Sky Striker mirror match is like the only instance where I feel like that's not the case.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah.
Found one.
Down 2.
Yeah.
Go for the drones. You don't need the Area 0.
Now we don't have to pop the Area 0.
It's going to send Hercules base. Now Nicholas gets to shuffle back some of his monsters. It's going to go Kagare, Shizuku,
Electing to shuffle as little as
and the
possible.
Afterburner. Cards, I should say. Sorry, Sky Striker cards. Yeah, this is...
It's not looking great. It is not looking very
I'm
good.
really curious, though, because like if Matthew didn't feel like... Maybe he knows that because he's playing against Striker, he has time.
Yeah.
But still, it just still feels so bad.
You have time insofar as the game is not literally over right now, but it
Yeah.
is quite over.
What could Matthew possibly draw into that he thinks could really swing this game around, I guess is my question.
I don't know. I thought the line last turn was we're staying in the game because we have a fusion in graveyard, but the get off the fusion was so miserable.
All right, so here comes Phantasme.
And we knew that existed. Ooh,
And
is
that's
that
the
a
thing,
terraform?
That could possibly sculpt Matthew's hand here a little bit. Maybe get him back in this.
Looks like he shuffled back the dark. I don't know about that.
Probably going to see a swing for Hayate for 15 direct here. Yep. Looks like Matthew asking for clarification on multi-roll, maybe about how many activations there have been.
There's been what? The engage.
It was just engage, right?
Yeah, that is
Everything else was...
That is it. Hercules base was set.
It was set. Area 0 is already on the field. So, I think it's just one for right now.
I think it's going to be many more. Ooh, take your fan. Well, that'll prompt the negation, or he'll just give it to him. I think you give it to him here.
He's going to let him have it. Okay.
What's the plan now?
So he's going to swing for 24. So that was still in battle phase. That is a good way for Nicholas to get some damage in, to kind of close the clock down a little bit.
And the 15 from Hayate, followed by a Kagari.
Well, this is main phase 2.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
This is what, the Hida? What is
That's
that?
Boracade
Boracade! This card, hey, does the Mystic Mind person play this card?
I'm not sure.
It'd be terrible.
To everyone who's watching this, the Mystic Mind is currently X1.
Yeah.
So we might be seeing him again a little bit later.
I mean, we're going to do our best to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
Boracade Blocker. Okay, this is one of the new common TCG exclusives from the new set.
So Boracade Blocker is actually quite strong.
I agree.
Prevents your field spells from being destroyed. It has an extremely easy requirement to summon. And in a format where there's like 4 must-kill TCG spells, wow, it's good.
Ogre for the Batteryman Solar is huge.
Yeah.
That was going to give like
Yeah.
Matthew any hope of coming back into the game, but
Frustrating that non-pure versions of Thunder play Batteryman Solar just as a foolish, but Pure Thunder Dragon plays it in order to make like Kanamari attack, Link, what's his name? Summoner. Oh, second fusion.
Okay.
Excellent. So we've got 2 Teedras. We can probably send 3 and make Titan. We can then activate the effect of the Teedra in hand. I mean, that seems pretty good, but of course we're going to eat a Widow Anchor in the process.
Yeah, it just feels like Nicholas just has such a lock on this. But gotta give it to Matthew. He's still fighting. He doesn't feel like he's out of it. So we're going to shuffle back 2 Thunder Dragons and a Dark. Remember, Matthew still has that 1 Thunder Dragon in hand, so he could potentially get a lot of pops with this Titan.
This is one of the most frustrating parts of Thunder Dragon, is it never really feels like the version with Thunder Dragon Fusion is out of resources.
That's what I think is so nice about seeing the pure Thunder Dragon deck, though. It's very refreshing compared to, you know, the Danger Thunder deck that we're used to, because that deck expends all of its resources.
Extremely feast or famine.
Yes, and where this deck actually, if played well, you can actually recycle the resources very effectively.
All right, so thinking about chaining here.
No. Wow, that's rough.
No, it's rough, but it's also fine, I think. All this does is prevent 1 activation, and just activate some more a little later.
Now, unfortunately, Widow Anchor is negating it, because Thunder Dragon Titan works if either player does a Thunder Monster effect.
Which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious. Yeah, that makes Thunder Mirrors absolutely miserable.
Awful.
Yeah.
That seems to be a recurring theme.
And there we go. We see the Boracade blocker. Matthew's going to scoop it up.
Wait, what happened? He went to destroy Area 0 and
he went to destroy the multi-roll, and Boracade blocker protects it from being destroyed.
Oh,
and that was
so strong.
Oh, man. That was all it took for Matthew. Had seen enough there. So game 2, Nicholas taking game 1 very convincingly there.
Yeah, that looked textbook. And this is a matchup, again, I was saying at the beginning of the game, was historically really bad for Sky Striker.
Yeah. There's a reason. Like, this used to be one of the 3 best decks. Like, it was literally just like Striker, Thunder, and the third deck is escaping me at the moment. But it was like
Orchist, Salad.
Was it?
No, unless you mean way old. Goki, maybe?
Possibly. Maybe was it Geist? I'm thinking back like to February 2019.
Oh.
Like before Danger Thunder became a deck.
No. I don't believe in Valentine's Day adjacent formats.
I think it was Geist because it was a triangle meta, right?
Chad is saying Geist. There's no way Geist was good enough to compete with those two decks.
I think it was because it was Geist beat Thunder, Thunder beat Striker, Striker beat Geist.
I think that was. I think this is revisionist history, chat. Everyone said Geist beats Thunder because it could send Colossus. Geist in practice rarely beat Thunder. I will fight all of you on this. Dark Warrior, Goki Gumblar. Geist did beat Thunder. Don't you dare say that to me. I'll ban you.
So professional.
I mean, you may incur a ban as a result of your annoyance to me.
Much better. Nice save.
Geist is beating Thunder now, but for unrelated reasons.
Yeah, it was one of those 2 decks. I don't recall. But in any case, I mean...
It was probably both in some capacity. Danger FTK. Who can forget the Dark World, The World, Danger combo deck?
Who can forget Slash Draw FTK?
Ooh. That was a weird week.
2018, 2019, the year of FTKs.
That was miserable. I just want to...
Dimension Shifter!
Yes! I want to thank us for not having to sit through any FTKs this weekend.
Oh my god!
Dimension Shifter Gold Sark.
Okay,
well,
so we were talking about this in round 1 or in the pre-show as well. So Dimension Shifter, as weird of a card as it is, it actually has a very niche use in Thunder Dragon in that it makes it so that everything gets banished. So Batteryman Solar effectively becomes like playing 4 copies of Gold Sarcophagus.
Like, think about it this way. Dimensional Shifter, it's an okay hand trap. You know, it's all right. There are a ton of decks like Salad that really want all the cards that they play in the graveyard. But it's reciprocal, and you can activate it on your turn. So the fact that it's a hand trap that's only okay doesn't really matter when it's also a super proactive, like, enabler.
And what's crazy is that it lasts till the end of the next turn. So Nicholas is going to have to play under this Dimension Shifter, and every card he plays is going to get banished.
That sounds so strong. Like, look at a Dark being banished.
So he's going to banish a Thunder Dragon.
Get a couple of Thunder Dragons. Nicholas looking into his hand like, This is ridiculous. And it's the end of the next turn, so what, are you going to pop off with engages and just lose them?
Right, that's the thing. It's like it puts Nicholas in such an awkward position because he doesn't want to use any resources because everything he uses is going to get banished.
Like, obviously we know macro is strong. Duh. But do games really last that long that a full turn cycle of macro isn't quite powerful?
I think against Striker, it might be. I've been saying, like, Dimension Shifter is good pretty much, like, against Striker. It's good against a lot of decks, but, like, Striker is, like, the deck that's also very good against. Where, like, Nibiru and Dark Ruler No More do nothing, Dimension Shifter actually has a very big role. But playing it in a deck, like you were saying, that can proactively take advantage of its ability, and now we're going to see a Colossus, like...
What do you do from here? Well, for what it's worth, you can destroy this Colossus.
That is true. The Colossus is not being protected in any way. But...
Yeah, what do you do, pass? You might actually pass here.
I mean, if he has an anchor and a ray, like it's...
Oh, yeah, please Link Summon. Oh, please Link Summon.
Okay.
Please Link Summon, go into Hayate, and just banish everything. Oh, and there's the pass. Okay.
Okay, so no longer... Dimension Shifter no longer online.
Well, that was,
That shows how good Dimension Shifter can be.
It wasn't even very explosive for the Thunder Dragon player here, but it did end the Sky Striker player's turn, and this is the deck designed to play through multiple hand traps.
Yeah, so now he's going to go ahead and fetch one more Thunder Dragon, pitch it to get his third. That way his Colossus has protection.
To those of you in chat saying Shifter has no good decks, yeah, of course. The argument for Pure Thunder is it gets to play Shifter. You know, top decks can change based on meta-relevant hand traps being specifically good in an archetype. You know, if Guru didn't exist, people would be like, well, there's not a deck for Fiendus.
I'm really curious what that back row is. One of the strengths...
it could be anything.
One of the strengths of Pure Thunder is that, it doesn't really lose to hand traps too hard.
No, I mean, your backup plans end on what? A Colossus?
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
So he's going to attack Ray with Colossus. Ray's going to tag out here.
That's going to be a Hayate for sure. Oh, a Kana.
Okay.
Well, that's good too.
Kina's good.
Well, that's upsetting.
Yeah. I was like really building that up and hoping that Matthew was just going to completely go nuts.
Yeah. Oh, well, all right.
So no longer under Dimension Shifter. Nicholas is now free to go ahead and Link Summon.
So Hayate is a way you can weasel a Widow Anchor through a copy of Colossus.
It's going to attack for 15. Now we can dump Anchor. He can use Kagari to recur that Anchor, negate the Colossus, and then all of his hand is online, which most likely, if he's playing against a Sky Striker player, is probably 3 engages.
Yeah. If my experience with Sky Striker is anything to go off, he's got 4 engages in hand. Or he has 3 floodgates and nothing else. In which case, Shizuku is going to be really good.
Interesting.
Ooh.
He just set 3 and just passed on the Kaina.
Hey, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So, the Dark coming to hand off of the gold sarcophagus. You don't see that often.
I was going to say, I can't remember the last time a gold sarcophagus fully resolved.
Ban Kaina, says chat. I gotta agree. It's clearly the problem.
I'm just happy we saw Dimension Shifter.
Me too.
Like, I mean, of course we're going to see Nibiru.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen Dark Ruler No More yet.
We haven't, you know? It is certainly the most scorched earth of all of the cards.
Yeah.
Its uses are sort of narrow, but boy, when they come up. Are we tribute summoning here?
Is he tribute summoning?
Absolutely.
Oh, he's
no, we're just...
He's just going to make a...
Hard fusing?
Yeah.
Well,
That works.
That seems fine. Seems pretty good.
So Titan is down. So many back row. So Titan's going to attack into Hayate. It's going to be 1,700.
I mean, it's reasonable, but Hayate gets to send. Then we get to get Ray back. Kagari hasn't been used this game.
Yeah.
Send what, an engage. There's no Colossus on board.
I mean, you might not even need to Kagari. Well, yeah. If he's sending engage, it tells me he's going to go Kagari instead of Shizuku.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because you could effectively just go to Shizuku, not burn your Kagari, and use Kagari offensively on your next turn.
I mean, you can still go to Shizuku here. Grab something like a Widow Anchor.
He has Widow Anchor and Grave, so we actually can't.
Oh,
Yeah,
what do you know?
because he sent it with the Hayate.
You are correct.
So now he's going to tag out. I'm not sure if this is on the end phase or not. Going to go for the Kagari. Most
All
likely
right,
going to add
let's
the
grab that
back.
engage.
Yep. Not currently under a Colossus here. Matthew's going to add the Dark to his hand. Adding Widow Anchor. Okay.
That's very interesting. I wonder why.
Now, Nico still has 3 back row. So let's keep that in mind here.
Ooh. Hey, you know what? That is a
I respect that.
big one.
I respect that he did not immediately just shotgun that.
Made him
Wow.
play out a significant portion of the game.
Okay.
Potentially spend resources that could have destroyed it on other stuff. You got a Twin Twister? I got a Shark Cannon. That doesn't seem very good. Just banishing the Dark while we're still under the first effect of Dark.
Okay. That's fine. Makes
It's
Titan a little bit.
something.
Makes Titan a little bit more easy to deal with.
Except we've got Aurora, so we can trigger
Ooh.
Titan's effect. Now, you can still make it miss timing. The effects of spells are activated, but you can still activate them.
Yeah, you're just not going to. The only value you're getting is not losing them to Titan.
It's
but,
like you get to pick which card is destroyed.
Yeah. Which debatably is.
What is that?
That's a Bell.
Bell. Oh, it was Aurora activation.
Oh,
sure,
okay.
that's pretty good. It says pass it back, and there's 700.
All right, so 700 come off from Matthew.
We're on a clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, kudos to Matthew for holding that order. That shows discipline.
You see it shotgunned a lot, and I just could not disagree more with that sentiment. You really want your opponent to kind of mess up in their assessment of what they're supposed to be doing.
So here's a normal summon of Bell.
Ooh, and there's Dark for Dark, and there's Ash to prevent the Dark.
Okay.
All right. No, it doesn't get
It
banished.
doesn't get banished, yes.
And now we're making Phoenix.
Phoenix to pop the order.
Like, this is fine, but not fantastic. We still have to find a way to get back into the
Into
Ray half of the deck.
Yes. But he found a way to deal with the order. That's pretty good. He still has 2 back row as well. The black sleeve's a little bit difficult to see. Widow Anchor on the Titan. That's going to be a lot of damage.
Oh, are we getting OTK'd?
He might. That's 50.
58.
That's 51 right there.
Oh, wow. We're like 1 Ray away, huh?
Did he attack? Or is he trying to find a way just to get 700 more damage? Funny enough, that was exactly 1 Imperial Order. Although he wouldn't be able to steal this Titan if that were the case.
Oh, we're link summoning.
I'm assuming he attacked.
All right, there's Big Hita.
I don't feel like he would do that and not attack.
Solar.
Okay. That's a pretty good card.
That's incredible,
No
yeah.
response. There's no Dimension Shifter to pair with it, but
That's pretty good.
it's still pretty good.
T-Cube. Ooh.
There can be only one. Matthew now locked into Thunders. Or excuse me, of his only Thunder is locked into.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase my sentence. He's passing. So at this point, all Nicholas needs is
I don't know about that.
ashing the goods. Okay.
It's like not terrible, but it's not fantastic.
Battery Man Solar's 15, I believe.
Super back and forth is right. He really just needs. Whoa, what's the play here? We're going into Link Haribo? Sure. Do we have what? Another fusion here?
That's going to do it.